Money now after 3 years and many extensions. The pause on federal student loan repayments that started in 2020 to help families and people impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, well, it is coming to an end. We are joined now by John Paradise from Town and Country Federal Credit Union with some expert advice on how to navigate this. John, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, Megan. This is one of those topics that, we've heard about it, we've been warned about it, it's coming, and yes, it's here. And this is something that, I think causes a lot of anxiety with people, and I think there are ways to navigate it and get through it and make some changes with your overall money management that I think will reduce the anxiety. First things first, payments start in October and the pause is over, so interest is starting to accrue. If you haven't gotten your student loan bill or your child hasn't gotten his or hers, they're going to get it. It should be here pretty soon. You're going to get it 3 weeks before your payment is due, 3 weeks or so. So once that payment period starts, what should you do? You should start, first of all, making payments, if you can, making some sort of payment, but look into a new program by the Education Department called SAVE, and it's an acronym for Saving on Valuable Education. And that's a great plan that Education Department has put in to help reduce your overall payments, and that's the big thing, the monthly payments that can be overwhelming. And the first thing it does is it increases the poverty rate from 150% to 225%.
Okay.
So that should significantly reduce payments that people have to make, and it's really income driven. And I think that's what people have been looking for when it comes to student loan. It's not a one size fits all because not everyone is making the same kind of salary and can make those payments.
Sure.
So it really takes your income into consideration, and I think that's something that people have been looking for. So what happens if you can't make any payments?
Right.
How is that going to impact your credit? Because we all know student loan impacts your credit and your credit score and your credit rating, and that of course has other things that we've talked about in the past. There's an on-ramp that the Education Department has put into place. That means if you can't make payments or you can't make full payments and at all until September 2024, it will not be reported to your credit report. So it's kind of like a slow process. It just work your way back in. So try to make some sort of payment between now and September of 2024, but it won't be reported. If you miss all these payments and you're really getting behind, it won't be reported. So I think that's something to keep in mind. And then of course, look at your regular budget, look at ways you can cut back, and maybe it's a good time for debt consolidation. People refinance houses, you can refinance student loans and make some changes that way. But it's all coming October, and I think people should be prepared and do something instead of do nothing. That'll certainly reduce your anxiety.
3 years of a pause coming to
Absolutely.
an end. All right, John, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us. We
you.
appreciate it as always. And now here's a look at what else is